Gus1388 says, big on more Dolphin slander from media fools today. Guess what's new? LOL. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Rich Eisen used some common sense. Acho was, whatever. It is what it is. Like I told you, man, this will all end with Tua balling out. Once Tua balls out in the first couple of weeks, all these stupid ass reports will go by the wayside. All the people that doubted Tua will completely disappear, like Homer going into the bush. That's all we need, man. In the end, that's what's going to end all this crap. Is Tua goes out there and he balls. And once he balls, you know what the narrative will be? Oh, okay, well then, the Dolphins now won't cut him or trade him. Now they're happy with him. That's the narrative that we go back to creating your own narrative. At what point have the Dolphins said they're not happy with him? Why? Because maybe they inquired about Deshaun Watson early in the process? Well, who wouldn't? Unless you have Pat Mahomes or something, there's only a couple of teams that don't need to make that phone call. Outside of that, there's 20-something teams that just have to inquire, like, yo, just out of curiosity, what are you asking for the guy? That's it. But the narrative is like, and yesterday, I got to say, yesterday was embarrassing. I felt bad for Flores. We keep calling him a liar. He keeps telling you that Tua's his guy. Why? Because there's one thing you're dying to hear, and he won't say it. Man, he's never going to say it. It's not what he does. Even the story that Darlington broke, that he addressed the media and told everybody that Tua's his guy. And let me tell you something. We don't even know how he addressed the media. I mean, how he addressed his team. We just got the story from Jeff Darlington, but maybe there's no real actual, let's say, what's it called? There's no actual information on how exactly he said it. He might have stood up in front of everybody next to Tua and said, hey, listen, guys, all that bullshit you're hearing out there? Don't pay attention to any of that bullshit. This is our quarterback. I'm not looking to trade for anybody. This is our guy. We're going to go out and win with this guy. How do you know he didn't? All you heard was a generality of that he addressed the team and said that Tua's their guy. But you don't know in what context it was said. See, that's the thing. Might have been said that way. Yet, and this is the part that just kind of frustrates you, that all they've done is shown support of the kid. They've built everything around him. There's not one shred of evidence that says they're unhappy with him. They did what they're supposed to do for any young quarterback that they have if a superstar becomes available. You have to inquire and find out, by the way, what do you want for this superstar? Okay, great. Nice to know. We're out of here. Boom. That's it. You got to remember, the Dolphins are different than any other team in the NFL when they make that phone call to Houston. And I know some of you are going, what the hell is he talking about? What's different from the Dolphins and everybody else? The Dolphins just basically destroyed Houston in a trade 2 years ago for Laramie Tunsil. Just absolutely destroyed. That trade is still giving picks. Next year, they have a pick that's part of this trade still, because they keep stretching out that trade and making it more and more. It's like a flower that is spitting out seeds all over the place, and it's cross-pollinating, and it's creating other flowers and all that kind of crap. That's exactly what this trade has done. So if you're the Dolphins, you're like, dude, we just bamboozled these idiots. And this guy's pissed and doesn't want to play with them. Let's call him. Let's see what these morons want for him. They might say, and that's it. And then here's the other thing that I love. Again, create your own narrative. That it's like, that Houston's going to want a shitload of picks. A bunch of first rounders and second rounders, right? And maybe a player or two. Let me ask you something. In the past, the Dolphins would probably give up that and more to get anything and overpay for anything. I'm not saying that that's overpaying for Deshaun Watson because he's a franchise type player. But my point is the Dolphins were stupid in the past and they could be taking advantage of constantly. Can we agree on that? Let me ask you something. Where does it look like Chris Greer is the guy that is just going to, give you up everything and get suckered? So far, most of his trades, we sit back and we go, my God, he bamboozled them. So that's the other track record. He's the guy that collects picks. He doesn't give them away. He's the guy that wants to draft his picks. He doesn't give them away. He's the guy that wants to develop young. He doesn't give them away and go buy old free agents. That's the old Dolphins. Again, create your own narrative. It's just, come on, man. It's like nobody looks at, okay, well, how do these guys work? They're smart. And you're the responsible GM just makes that call. Doesn't mean you want to get rid of Tua. You just need to find out, hey, man, you don't know who gets him, so you need to at least inquire. But no, let's change the entire narrative that, no, that they must dislike Tua. They're dying to get rid of him. He's gone. History in the archives. So then let's just keep calling him a liar. So what you're saying is he starts in week 1. Yeah, I've been saying that. See, I wouldn't mind if he went Saban on their ass yesterday. Right? Like on the follow-ups, again, I swear to you, I wouldn't mind if he would have looked at that reporter and say, what are you, effing deaf, dude? Are you deaf? What's up? Can you not hear? You got wax in your ears? Yeah, he's starting. He's our guy. How many times do I have to say it? You're going to ask me again? I wouldn't mind if he would have gone ape shit on his ass, man. Seriously. I don't mind if he goes psycho on him, if he goes one flew over the cuckoo's nest. I wouldn't mind yesterday if he did that because you keep calling the man a liar. Why? Because he doesn't say it the way you want to say it? You don't run the team. It's not your team. You're not the one facing the media every day. And I get it. Joe Shad doesn't believe it. Omar Kelly doesn't believe it because they're on the beat. But that's the precedent that they would spin on him 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, and he knows it. So I know that, our conversation got cut off with Joe, and we'll continue that conversation on Saturday. Saturday, by the way, we're on 11 to 12:30, and Poupar will be on at 11:15. Joe Shad will be on at noon. So you'll have heavy, heavy Dolphins talk on a Saturday too. So you got 6 days a week here, baby. You can't complain. But my point is that this is kind of what it's turned into. And so if you're wrong, you still got to try to spin it and try to do whatever you can to make up for your mistake. And that's what Florio did and got burned. So he wanted to go deeper into the rabbit hole. So he throws the owner under the bus and says the owner's driving this. And then that's when the Dolphins can come out because the owner has nothing to do with it. And he could come out and say, but he still didn't say what they want him to say. Because there's a certain group in the media that feels that you're only getting past this if you say it this way. Because that feeds their agenda. But the only agenda that counts is the team agenda. And he's got to do, like he says all the time, what's best for the team. And what's best for the team is for him to say it that way. And constantly stay like that. That's why when he was even asked about the team meeting, he was like, no, I'm not talking about the team meeting. Whenever I talk with players, it's all between us. And that's super consistent. He didn't even want to tell you that he told the team that Tua was their guy. But he told you several times, and then yet you keep asking. And listen, if you're a constant liar, I get it, dude. I get it if you're doing this to Urban Meyer. I completely get it because he constantly lies. And he has a history of lying. Right? I mean, really, he's the Fred Sanford of college football. Oh, it's the big one. It's the big one. I got to leave Florida. I got to leave Florida for Ohio State. I mean, come on. So Urban Liar is Urban Liar. So I get that. This guy has not shown you to be that. He's been pretty stand up and straight up with everybody. But that's what we got. We got the narrative driving it, not necessarily the substance that goes behind it. And that's the other thing. It's kind of like, sometimes when people try to argue something, yet they have no shred of proof whatsoever. It's like, okay, like the people that say, well, the election's right. Okay, so where's the proof? There's zero proof, right? And then they'll just make up something, but it's not anything of substance. They have zero proof, but then they'll continue to believe the lie. Kind of like that. Urban Liar is Fred Sanford. Yeah. No. Fred wasn't a liar. Fred was a brutally honest man. I'm just going with the oh, it's coming. It's coming. What was his wife's name? I forgot what his wife's name was on the show. That he would say, "Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming." Whatever. I forgot. Such a good show back in the day.